Okay, good morning or good afternoon, everybody. I call this meeting to order for the Historic Preservation Commission at 4:32 p.m. We'll do roll call. Claudia Camargo, George Ruiz, Chris Sutton.
Here.
Lou Ann Homan.
Here.
Craig Collins. Brent Aldrich.
Here.
Katie Waltke.
Here.
Kelly Adams.
Here.
Allison Daglow here. And Kim Schaup.
Here.
And we do have a confirmation of quorum. Approval of minutes for January 21st, 2026. I did send those minutes out. Does anyone have any questions on the minutes? If there are no questions, we can have a vote to approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
And anyone to second that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so minutes have been approved, so we'll move on to new business. I just want to welcome the new members that we have. We have Brent Aldrich. Would you like to say anything, or where you're from, or?
So my name's Brent Aldrich. I've lived in Angola my entire life. I lived next door to Kim for a few years of my very early childhood.
Good to see you, Brett.
I live here in town. I did have a few years that I've lived in other places, all in the county, but I'm 8 to 9 generations deep in Steuben County and Angola. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this can grow into.
And Brent has also helped with the Powers Church renovation, is that correct?
So my family is part of the Powers Church group. Going back, I think 6 generations is where we tie in. 5 generations. My mom will be mad that I don't remember. We tie into Powers, and my mom's on that committee. I've gone to some meetings. We attend services out there and help with some maintenance. Don't try to climb the ladder in the bell tower if you're afraid of heights. But yeah, I like the historic stuff of Steuben County because of the family ties, and I also know some of the strings that we have with construction. Working at Cameron, I worked in facilities for a few years, so knowing how to meet the needs of current technology while still maintaining the look and feel of what it should be.
Great to have you, Brent. Thank you. And we also have Katie Waltke. Did you want to introduce yourself?
I am Katie Waltke. I work at St. Anthony's Catholic Church, been there for about 15, 16 years now. Grew up, went to school in Fremont, moved away for a little bit, had kids, came back to raise my kids here with my family, and been here ever since, up here in Angola.
We're happy to have you. And then we also have Craig Collins, who is out ill today. Craig is the owner of Rooted Vegan here in town, and also lives here in town as well. So welcome, everybody. We're very happy to have you. I think we pretty much almost have a full board, which is exciting for us.
I met you, you're great.
So I will move on for new business to the 45 South Public Square. I will go over the staff report, and then we do have Craig Everidge here. I'll read the entire report, and then we'll have him come up with any questions that the commission might have. So this is for the building at 45 South Public Square in the downtown Angola Historic District. The property owner is proposing a public art installation on the south wall of the building. And it's kind of hard to tell pictured here, but this would be the side that is facing Commissioner's Park. 2 main mediums for the proposal are fiberglass sculptures and hanging banners. Sculptures will be designed to sit in the windows that are currently do not have glass on them. Sculptures will have flat backs, so they will sit flush against the filled windows and will be hand painted and weather sealed. Theme banners would be affixed to the mortar. Banner proposal options are both either a proposal of vinyl or fiberglass bas relief panels. And bas relief is flat on one side and kind of 3D on the other side. I learned that.
Okay, yep, so you've been trained.
I've been trained. Concept of this installation is to celebrate the many faces of the arts, from visual arts, sculpture arts, filmmaking, dance, and theater. The style of the pieces is heavily influenced by children's books and media, but is also designed to appeal to all ages. Estimated cost for the project is $100,000. I did put in my email, this is funds for this project have not been raised. This is potentially through a grant and some other community givings. So this is not happening at this time. They're looking to raise funds for this project. This complete project will include hanging of 6 fiberglass characters and boarded window space, hanging of 6 banners affixed to the mortar. The applicable guidelines was on page 67, mural states. Murals can become iconic spots in the commercial historic district, contributing to its unique identity as well as its public art. A mural painted in an outdoor location becomes public art when planning a mural consideration should be given to the ownership of the mural, the location, and ongoing maintenance, as well as local regulations. Murals should be painted on panels inserted into a frame that is attached to the mortar joints. For new members, we will usually never do anything where it's putting anything into the brick itself. We always ask that that be put into the mortar. Page 120, signage of murals states, the creation of murals on a building within the district is a local decision. We encourage discussion about the nature and placement of these new artworks to form a consensus of the vision for the endeavor. When initially created, such art installations can provide an interesting spark. Experience has shown through that some thoughts should go into longer-term issues if that arises. From best practices standpoint, we would offer the following guidance. Murals should not be painted on the front of facades, not be painted on unpainted masonry, especially on walls exposed from the demolition of the adjacent building. Those soft bricks will sprawl over time. So that's meaning if a building is already painted, we could look into that, but this building is not. This particular project does not propose any painting on the bricks at all.
Bless you.
Bless you.
An agreement should be put in place with the building owners specifically covering permission of the work to be installed, outlining insurance and liability coverage. Some of these things aren't really the concern of HPC. I'm just kind of adding a few of these pieces as this was something that Colleen and Craig will have to kind of look into as well. Who would be responsible for paying for repair of the building associated with the mural being placed on the building? So if something fell, you know, what would happen? And I spoke with Colleen, and as the building owner, she knows that is her responsibility if that were to happen. And then who is responsible for maintaining the underlying building materials while performing needed building maintenance? Again, that's going to be the business owners. My staff evaluation, upon review, the proposed project complies with the applicable ordinances and the City of Angola Historic Preservation Guidelines. The materials selected for the mural are generally appropriate for preserving the historic character of a building. And the proposed design and installation are consistent with the criteria for murals and signage on historic structures. Most of the proposed materials are pre-approved under the historic guidelines with the exception of the vinyl banners. Vinyl is generally not recommended and under Angola standards is considered a temporary sign rather than a permanent installation. For this reason, I would recommend that instead of doing the vinyl banners, they go with the fiberglass banner option, which would be consistent with commercial standards. All banners and sculptures will be secured through mortar joints and will not damage the existing brick masonry. Public art can be a real asset in the historic downtown when it is done thoughtfully. Here are the main reasons it's considered beneficial and why preservation communities often do support projects. It activates historic spaces and draws people into the downtown, encourages walking, and invites people to linger. That added foot traffic helps keep historic areas vibrant and economically healthy rather than feeling static. Public art makes downtowns more attractive for visitors, residents, and businesses. A lively, visually engaging historic district can boost tourism, support small businesses, and encourage reinvestment into other buildings. Staff recommends approval of the certificate of appropriateness for the proposed public art installation, and the project meets the city's historic preservation standards. I do want to go over some of the photos on here quickly, and then we'll have Craig come up. So the black and white is just a rendering on where those would potentially be hung. The 3D sculptures would be on the boarded up windows, so these boards are already existing. They're proposing that these would be added to that. The applicant is working with an artist already who I know she feels very confident could do this. This particular artist had an exhibit at APAA maybe 2 months ago or so, if you were able to do that. These were the vinyl proposals. Per our guidelines, I did recommend to Colleen, and I would recommend to you, if approved, you would do the fiberglass option, which are shown here. And so at this point, we will have Craig come up to the podium, and then if anyone has any questions, now would be the time. Thank you for being here, Craig. So Craig Everidge is one of the owners of the property, as well as his wife Colleen.
Yes, mic check, 1, 2, no mic, okay.
We can hear you.
No, so anyways, no, this is something my wife has designed with this guy out of, I think he's out of Indianapolis or somewhere close. It'd be the only one in the state of Indiana, to my knowledge. It's a very expensive project. My wife already has plans to raise the money. There's some available grants in the state of Indiana. It'd be really cool, I think, for our downtown, for children, for visitors, for anybody that goes to the park. I know that, well, what do you call that area? It's kind of becoming a park. They're starting to have
Commissioner's Park.
yeah, they're starting to have more outdoor events there. And the building, we've taken that building in the last 6 years. It's gone like, it's way better than it was before. So we just like improving and the opportunity for people to experience that in our downtown. But is there any questions that I could help answer? I just know a little bit about the project. I just have to say it's okay to put on that building. Absolutely. But if you have any questions, I could try to explain.
I have a few, like
Yep.
3 I wrote
Yep.
down. Okay, so first of all, they'll be by the park, of course.
100%.
You know, and they won't be attached to buildings so that you can change them. Do you plan to change them out, or once you put the installation in, does it stay for a year or 2? What is the future of that?
On the time frame, I'm not sure, but I would say, and they're gonna be fiberglass, they're so expensive. I couldn't see how you could change them out. They're like 10,000 a piece. It's gonna be like something astronomical price that none of us would pay out of our pocket. But if a grant is available from the state, that's the only way it would be feasible. Because I love this community, but I'm not going to spend $100,000 on a mural that might be taken down in a year. But they might last a long time, depending on, I don't know what, I don't know the length. I'm
The
sorry.
fiberglass is supposed to last a lot longer than the vinyl, which again would be part of my recommendation why we would use fiberglass. And as far as what Colleen has stated, there would be no plans to change those out anytime soon.
Okay, secondly, you said the artist is in Indianapolis. That's
Yeah, I
the
believe
artist that
it.
you want to hire.
I'm 100% sure he is in Indiana.
I think it's Brendwing Ballinger, I believe. Does that sound correct?
So it's local, so it's Indiana, that's good. If there's like something that happens to one of them, like it needs paint or a piece of it falls off or damage in a storm, will the artist be responsible to fix that and take care of that? Or who will, I mean, just in case, you know, because once you put it up there, you want it to be beautiful all the time. But if
Sure.
there's a damage,
Absolutely. I think Colleen said we would be responsible
It'd be the
for,
building owner.
and the insurance would be on
For
us.
that.
And,
That was my next question on the
think the
insurance, if that would adjust
I'm
it.
gonna ask you if there's a guarantee on how long it would last. You know what I mean? If it's weather related, if he would replace it.
you never know.
Great
You know,
question.
just
No,
something, you never know
it
about
might be
that.
really cheap, like you say, the fiberglass might fall off, you know. Good, great question.
And this is, I have a question probably for Allison. There's, how many are there in total? Five?
It
How
looks
many?
like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 12 maybe.
So there'd be 6 fiberglass banners and 6 characters.
So do we need to, this is a question for Allison, actually. Do we need to approve each one, or is this a blanket statement to approve
We wouldn't need
a project? So
blanket
once we
statement for the
say,
project, and I think mainly what they are coming to us for, one, is if they were to get a grant for this, and we said, no, they can't do the project, they'd have to give grant funds back. So we're approving this project as it is. If something huge changed and they wanted to refabricate entirely, they would need to come back again. But as long as it stayed with this overall idea, they would not have to come back to HPC again. So we don't necessarily need to know that the frog character is gonna go in this window or this is gonna go here. That's up to them.
yeah, that's up to them. So it's artist integrity, actually,
Yeah.
what you're looking at. Okay, those are my questions.
She honestly wanted a mural there, paint the whole side of the building, but you know, this is the next level.
Yeah,
This
because
is
you
what
can't do that.
murals are going to as well. You know what I mean? This would be 3D, you know, that's lit up, hopefully nice at night. It'd be really cool, I think, for our downtown.
I don't really have any questions, but as the Main Street Director, when we met with Colleen, she did get approval from the commissioners to utilize the property for the installation, and shared the concept with them, and they were very open and welcoming to it. And that is where we host our Food Truck Fridays at during the season. And then what's really cool about that is when we have our Arts Fest, which will be known as Summer Fest now, that's where we have our kids corner. So it's very tying into the theme of placemaking, which is very in line with our mission.
Thank you. Any other questions for Craig?
I just have one other, it says that they're weather sealed and living in Indiana with the seasonal changes, and I would only assume that the fiberglass would have some sort of UV protection to prevent from fading.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we should ask though as well. I think it's a great question to ask the artist who's developing these and building. 100%.
From what I could read in the notes, that was a part of it, so that was a part of the weather seal, was that it would help with the fading from the sun. And I would imagine if this project starts to deteriorate too much, that would be something that you would look at taking down.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just say, hey, it's been up a year and it's starting to fade. I mean, like you said.
From what I could tell from Colleen and the artist, they felt like that fiberglass material was gonna last much longer than a year or so. I think they're thinking that this will at least be several years worth of a project, but you know, way down the road, if we kinda get to that bridge, I'm sure that's something that we could
Yeah,
talk about.
I think most murals in town, they last, like
Yeah.
you said, 5, 10 years before they start being touched up or new paint.
Any other questions for Craig?
They're beautiful. It's gonna be fun.
No, it'd be
It's gonna
cool.
be fun for kids and everybody. Like you said, Kelly, it's a truck Friday and we're all down there all the time sitting around.
Yeah, and I think they're really large. I'm not sure the size, but it's gonna be, they're large construct, right?
Yes.
I think the banners are 10 feet tall maybe, or 6 feet wide, I'm not sure, but they're large scale banners.
I know there was some talk, if for some reason you ever sold the building, those would go with the building.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's no further questions, would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion with the fiberglass.
So to approve the project
Yes.
with using fiberglass material, not vinyl, okay? And that was in the proposal, so just so you know too.
100%, yeah. Yeah, vinyl, there's no way that would have a cost like that for vinyl.
Anyone want a second from Brett?
Yeah, I'll second it. I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same? Motion carries. All right, that's it for you, Craig, unless you want to stick around, you can. But
No, thank you guys, you enjoy your meeting.
thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
Oh, but it's still.
Thank you, guys.
We will not be able to move on to elections. I'll kind of talk a little bit about that. We don't have Claudia here, so we're not able to do the elections today, so we will put that on our agenda for next month. So moving on to 2026 events, just kind of want to do a little check-in. Voices and Votes will be here, which is, for those new members, that is a traveling Smithsonian museum that is coming to Carnegie Public Library. Some of our members from HPC are doing some tours there. I'm looking at Luann because she is doing
Some of
those
them
tours.
Luann is.
Some of them meeting Luann. That will be here on March 28th and will be at the Carnegie Library until May the 10th. I will send out that event flyer to everyone again, just so you have it, and if you're able to share that, that would be great. That's moving along really well. We're kind of getting some traction on that and getting some groups coming in to do some tours there. We are also doing our Historic Preservation Month photo contest this year. I have had some people turn in their photos to submit. So what that is in honor of Preservation Month. We do a photo contest that people can submit their photos of historic building within Steuben County, and then we will pick the winners of the contest. Main Street provides the prizes for those, and then we are able to use those photos if we do any kind of projects throughout the year, and then we're able to use those for any kind of social media or anything that we put on for HPC. Also just kind of a part of our community engagement, which we, are kind of trying to be out in the community so people know what historic preservation is and that we are a committee that does exist. So.
Yeah, can I add on to that a little bit?
Yes, you can.
Allison? Okay, so for the new people, and it's really good to share it, social media or wherever you want. So, we have it on our Trine line at Trine. Actually, the flyer that I sent them, they have that on, and then I've sent it to Sarah Zimmer and all the students in the photography. They have it now, and so does everybody in my writing group. And I know of a couple people have already sent in photos, so they told me. They're so excited about it. Like, I did it for you already. I did it. I said, that's great.
I do have on here, how did you know about the contest? And they said, Luann.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on it. Because last year we were late, so we didn't get as much on there. So I'm on that contest.
Thank
So
you.
it's all over Ryan. So I just wanted to let you know that.
I will resend that out to the commission just so you have it as well. Katie, do you think that maybe doing that flyer in Spanish might be beneficial too? That's something we've not really done before, but I can convert that to Spanish so we would have
Nice idea.
Yeah,
both. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I will do that and then I'll resend both of those out then. Okay. I didn't know that was something you could do. I actually just learned that I can convert on Canva, which is really nice. You can do any language that you could think of. It's kind of nice.
That's a great idea.
And if you ever need a proofread, because There is
Happy
some.
birthday.
It doesn't always convert.
It
Okay.
does, yes.
How about I'll send it to you first, and then if it looks okay, then I'll send it out. Okay.
Yeah, I've learned that.
And then I didn't have this on here, but we are doing the cemetery tour in October. I will kind of work on that event flyer so we have it, and I'll send that out as well. That was a cemetery tour in Circle Hill Cemetery that we did last year that really was a pretty big hit. So we'll do that again in 2026, and I'll send everyone the dates for that. That's all I have for new business. So moving on to old business. The election rolls last month were discussed, but we had to table them until we have a full board. So we're gonna table them again until we have everybody here, hopefully next month. I did send out to the new members the HPC rules and procedures, as well as the link to our guidelines. I will send that out to existing members too, because it might have been a little while since everyone's looked at that. I'd like to kind of get to the point where once a year we just kind of do a refresher on that, and I'll resend those out. And I think there's a few things in the procedures that need revamped as far as dates and some different things like that. And then events, so I guess I did have that in here from last month, October, Circle Hill Cemetery Tour. We will do that on October 23rd and 24th of 2026. And that event is in partnership with Main Street and Trine University. And then moving on to reports, any officer or member reports? Attorney?
Well, I have a report.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Nope. No, we thought we were moving on.
You
Yes.
thought you were gonna just bypass me, right? You thought you were gonna shut me up that fast. No, I actually had two things. So I did bring cards for the Trine Show, Midsummer Jersey. So if anybody wants to take any, so you guys, here you go. So I brought that. I have 500 of them.
When is that?
March 26, 27, 28 at Trine. So if anybody wants to put them in for business, or you probably want
Do you
one.
have a flyer you can email me?
Yeah,
Okay.
right here. So you can have all you want.
Well, so I can post on social
Yeah,
media.
yeah, absolutely, and I'll give you one too. Also, I know because we're, kind of sponsored by Indiana Landmarks, I have, not yet y'all are gonna go, because I know you're not, but the day after this closes, which is really very poor timing, but I chose none of the dates myself, is that I have a show in Indianapolis at the Indiana Landmarks building on the Electric Works in Fort Wayne, so. They do the Cook Cup every year, and they got the Cook Cup, and then I was awarded the contract for the story, so it premieres at the Indiana Landmarks building, which is, have you been to the Indiana Landmarks building in Indianapolis? Have you ever been down there?
No,
It's
I have
just
not.
this gorgeous old church that's now a theater. So it premieres down there on March 29th, and then it will be at Electric Works this summer also, so that's kind of cool that it's us who get the contract and the Cook Cup, and then they go, where are you from? Like, everybody knows Luann's from Steuben County, all the cool people are up here, so anyway, those are my two
March
announcements.
29th and Fort
Yeah,
Wayne.
March 29th at 4:00
Fort Wayne when?
at Indiana Landmarks Building in Indianapolis.
You said something about Electric Works, though.
Well, they got the Cook Cup, but
okay.
the Cook Cup we always premiere, this is my fifth one, actually, we premiere in Indianapolis because all the bigwigs wanna come. And then we have it at the location, so it will be at Electric Works this summer, auditorium, again, I'll let you know, I don't have the date for that one yet, I just have the date. And I'm sure you're not gonna go, but I just want you to be aware of it, that I'm doing that kind of stuff.
Congratulations, Luann.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got, all right.
Kim, nothing, okay. Staff, I don't have any, I just wanna let the board know that I have had several interests and applications for the facade grant and to do the certificate of appropriateness form, so I'm just kinda letting you know, I think we'll have a busy few months coming up, and now I think with the warmer weather, people are thinking a little bit more, wanting to do some things outside, so. I do anticipate the next few months will be busy for us, so. Anything else? Okay, just need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
And a second. Okay, Meeting is adjourned at 5:01.